was inspired to found Build My SOP because I was a manager running these facilities for many years, and the Achilles heel I've seen in every business that I've entered has always been their standard operating procedures and their employee training. Build My SOP offers document management, learning management, and task management for our business owners and our managers. We're a really easy platform to be able to navigate and to be able to track and keep revisions of all of the changes that you've made within the years of your facility being open. And the plants don't stop growing and retail stores don't stop selling. And so it's very challenging to keep up with this when you're also having to get product out of the door at the end of the day. People should sign up with Build My SOP right now because regulations are in place right now. Regulations are going to be in place in the future, and things are going to be evolving and changing as long as this industry is here. We're really a vendor that people can trust. We're helping people with their bottom line, creating homogenized products, creating employee accountability, and just helping them with that peace of mind at the end of the day. Hey guys, Katie Cravens, founder and CEO at Build My SOP, and we are coming at you live from MJ Unpacked here in Las Vegas. And with me today, I'll let Isaac introduce himself.
Hey guys, my name's Isaac Balbin from Parcel. Come all the way from sunny Melbourne, Australia to try and help the cannabis industry over here just run a little bit more efficiently so that everyone can have a better time with it.
Yes, and that's what it's all about, creating that peace of mind and helping you guys have fun running these cannabis businesses, because at the end of the day, we love the plant and this should be a fun thing to do.
Right. And it should be easy. It can be, well, it can be a lot simpler than a lot of times it ends up being, because people are trying to pull so many different things together. And look, you might have 25 problems. You can generally only solve one at a time. So you just need to be systematic and go through a procedure.
It's all about the process. It's all about the process. Well, MJ Unpacked has been a great opportunity for us to make a connection in person, because we've been talking for a little bit, and just identifying our synergies and how we can best support the cannabis community.
Right, because I think if we look at things like inventory issues, and we experienced it ourselves. We went over to Planet 13, try to buy some cannabis, and the cannabis that we were trying to buy, the system thought it was in stock. When we got to the register, they didn't have it. And so as a consumer, I just didn't want to wait and left, and there was a lost opportunity there. We can help fix this problem with technology in a lot of ways. We can do things more systematically, but at the end of the day, the technology is just a tool, and that tool is going to be used by a human, and a human has to follow a process that exists beyond just the technology. And so that's why, I've been loving the conversations we've been having, because when you have the combination of the right tool and the right process, then everyone all of a sudden is happy. They're not frustrated. They're not pulling their hair out. It's just a win-win-win-win-win.
And it's getting that process and communicating it easily to your employees and being able to do it again and again and again. Unfortunately, we all know the pain point in this industry of employee turnover. So it's processes that you're having to repeat and continually train your employees on, but it's pertinent to, the success of your business that everyone's following the same processes.
And I think one of the things that people should also keep in mind is, look, when we put in a process, that's what we thought was the best thing on that day, with the experience, the knowledge, everything that we'd gone through. And that might be pretty good, but we can always strive to do things a little bit better. As we see systems running and a process going, might have a member of staff come up and say, hey, what if we thought about doing it this way? And then we can go through a process. And ultimately, if that is fruitful, it's going to be such a money saver for the business over the long term that it's like a no-brainer to go through that process.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I really love about doing the customization work with our clients is that sometimes we'll sit down at the table with, maybe the group of cultivators who have always been so busy just getting the product out the door that they don't get to sit down and talk about, hey, I'm doing this way, and establish maybe why this process is going to be more beneficial than another one, or how we need to grow, or what variables we might want to change to increase our yields. And then after an initial customization, we'll offer quarterly, biannual, and annual review and update services. I think it's so important for your team to sit down and rediscuss these processes and where we might be able to fill in the blanks. And maybe you need to incorporate, maybe we've grown substantially and it's time for us to bring on a technology tool to help us keep that inventory under control.
things don't stand still. And so neither should our processes, our tools, and our ways of thinking. If we're constantly striving to do better, we're going to always have that competitive edge over people who aren't doing it.
And how is Parcel doing that?
So look, what we try to do is really help a business be precise about their inventory. That's where we just start everything. So we treat every single inventory item, if I'm talking about, a jar of eighth or whatever it is, it's like a person, right? It's got an individual identity. When people go into and out of a concert, like, it matters which ticket and who they are when they do that. It's not that it's just 40 people went in and 30 people left. So if we do that same thing with inventory, we can not only see what's there, but we can see what's not there.
And that's the most important key, because so can your regulators.
And if they can see that you've actually thought and like, you know what, these 3 individual items are missing. If you found those at some point later, it's important to be able to have connected data that lets you know this is the one you lost last Thursday. Otherwise, we're not having a problem and a solution. We have a problem, a new problem, and we go down this circle and circle of inefficiency. And again, it's that old everyone pulling their hair out situation in the industry. We want to be able to have the data to be able to do things precisely and accurately and efficiently. And that way, people can be happier, served faster, more business. It's just good.
Well, and 2, I think being able to host all of that data in one place to be able to give our consumer, a real experience to connect with that product, where was it grown? Here's the COA. Here's just any information that the vendor wants to be able to share with their consumer about why this is a special product, and why you're different, why your flower or whatever product that they select.
Why you're special, why they should choose you, because a lot of that data is already there, but it's how do we get it into the hands of that consumer? And the best way that we found is directly off of the packaging, because that's your customer. So if you can help them understand what they're buying, why they're buying it, what they should expect from it, you're going to create a relationship with them that's going to be rewarding for both parties.
And so you guys do this through something as simple as a
smart packaging. You can use a smartphone, connected packaging on the side, and the same thing we're using for inventory management and control can now also be used to deliver information to a customer to actually create a relationship with that brand, to know that they're getting what they paid for. We've still got to face that reality that there's a large parallel illicit market that we're still competing against. And there's a price point that people have to pay a little bit more to buy legal. So let's give them the confidence and the assuredness that they are getting what they paid for, and let's keep them in that legal ecosystem.
Absolutely. And, you have to have a process to be able to identify all of these capture points for that data. And you have to be able to walk through that and say, okay, this is the type of information that we can provide. Where do we find that throughout the process? And where do we host all of that to make sure that when that package is ready to go out the door, we have everything in place?
Right.
I think that's where we have a really great synergy with what we offer.
It's just been brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to being able to mesh these things together and create just organic value for the customers we're already serving.
Absolutely. The customers we're serving, and for the consumers too, because they deserve it.
Ultimately, it's all about them.
Yep, absolutely. Well, this has been a great conversation.
Oh,
thanks for joining me. I had a great time with you at MJ Unpacked.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you guys back on the floor.
See you guys.
Hi, Goodman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Best Days. We're here in New Mexico. We have many buildings that are under lease and in development, and many that are actually currently operational. So from a production perspective, we have a warehouse grow facility, we have outdoor farms, we have a processing center in which those outdoor farms need to go. We have manufacturing site, in which place we make all of our secondary products, all of our edibles, we got to package everything. And then from a retail perspective, we have 3 open retail stores, and we're about to expand 5 more as we head into adult use, which we're very excited about. Build My SOP has been extremely helpful for us and makes everything much smoother. Cannabis is a very interesting world to operate in because its regulatory changes are ongoing. We go from a regulator to a new regulator and a new set of rules. Going from medical, going into adult use, things keep changing and developing. And there's a lot of information to pass on to all of our staff, which are working in different sites with different needs and different specific operating procedures. Build My SOP gives us this very easy platform that is accessible to those employees, both to go back and see an SOP, to look at it, to make sure they're following protocol as originally asked. We can use it in training, and they also are signing off. So they have stated that we have asked them to do it in a certain way, and they're able to do it, and that makes it a lot easier for me at the end of the day, just to know that we are doing everything we can do to stay as forward with compliance as we can possibly imagine.